Never hurts to wear gloves. Hello, it's the boys from Bullheaded Construction, back to show you how to use froth packs in your rim joists in your basement. Let me go over the froth pack real quick. It's a two-component foam system. The two components come in a box. You can either leave them in the box or take them out. The two hoses come up. As the two components come into the gun, they mix inside of the tips. There's two types of tips. The blue tip that has a little V-notch in it, that's for fan spray, or the caulking spray is the clear one. We're going to use the V one. It's always good to give these a little shake before you start. And you open up both sides. Insert the tip. Snap it in place. And you're good to go. It's always good, we've already tested this pack out, but it's always good just to spray off some into a box or a garbage can. Make sure it makes good foam first. If the foam is real crusty, crunchy, or the foam never sets up, then you've got a problem. You've got off-ratio foam. We've got another video that describes what you can do in order to cure that problem. Well, let's go ahead and get started. And it always is good to have your Great Stuff Pro tool cleaner, because if you get this stuff on anything, it's going to stay. And so if you've got anything that you need to cover it up before you get started. It's also good to have a nice open stretch because once you start spraying, this stuff will set up in less than a minute. So if you're taking breaks of more than a minute to move your ladder or move your scaffolding, you're going to have to replace the tips. So you're going to want a nice clean way so you can keep on spraying. Let's get going. Let me show you how it works. Quite simply, it's not too tough. Come up here. Take your gun. And it's that easy. You do want to wear glasses when you do this because there is some off spray. You do want to have a well ventilated space. Now it does not require any kind of facial mask. You're either going to want to go with about 2 inches for insulation or a skim coat to get your air seal. If you're going for the insulation effect, you will want to, especially in cold weather, put a skim coat on first because that'll warm up the surface and then go over it the second time to add some thickness to it. If you don't do that, worst thing that will happen is the foam might shrink a little bit, pop out, but then just take some of your Great Stuff gaps and cracks and seal it back in. The foam's still good, it's still good insulation, but it does tend to contract if you're spraying it on a cold surface. So again, cold surface, if it's below, let's say 50 degrees outside, you're going to want to do a skim coat and then go over the top of it to get your thickness.
Robert, what type of R values will you be able to develop with this foam?
Well, you know what, the R value thing for spray foam is kind of a tricky question. Different manufacturers are going to advertise different things. What you want to know is the difference between the initial R value and the aged R value. Initial R value, you're going to have right around 6.5, something like that. The aged R value is actually going to drop a little bit below 5 on a disposable kit like this. So depending on what you're looking at, you may see 6.5, but that's probably initial R value. If they're advertising something less than 5, it probably is a legitimate age value.
And that has to do entirely with the delivery system and how those delivery system gases make that foam act.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's all there is to it. We're going to show you a couple other places on the house where this particularly comes in handy because, you know, even though you think your rim joist is nice and tight, you know, there's a lot of cracks. And sometimes we found a place here where the plumber had to cut a hole in the outside of the rim joist just to get a pipe in. So it's going to be really important that we do something more than just hammer a piece of wood over that opening, but that we get it nice sealed up and airtight.
One of the applications that's been very popular, Robert, lately for some of the gentlemen that are using a 2x6 stud is on the interior face of the window headers. And it gives them room, they've got room, they know that the compressed fiberglass is never going to get to the advertised R value, and it's been a very good application.
Yep. And again, it's always good to come back. This has been over a minute now. We should be able to touch this. And it's a fully cured foam. That's good foam right there. If I was to push my fingers into it and it crunched, that would mean that it's off ratio foam. You got to go back to the other video and troubleshoot what you need to do to make sure you've got on ratio foam. But this is good stuff right here. This will give you an air seal, give you insulation value, and keep the moisture out as well. I wanted to show you another perfect application for froth pack. As you can see in the ceiling, the plumber was putting in a line, but instead of putting in joints, he drilled a hole in the outside rim so he could slide that pipe through. So this would be a great opportunity to seal this up. We're actually going to use a caulking spray tip this time because I want to be able to have a short, narrow spray and put some volume in it. I've got the plug from the floor that he cut out. But it might be helpful to have your assistant go on the outside and put a piece of tape over that hole. Ben? Time for the tape! Gonna stick that plug in place. There you go, simple as that. Airtight, water sealed. Another perfect example. You thought you had a nice tight rim, but even in this case, you can see the light creeping into the basement. It's a great way to be able to see how tight you are with your construction. But froth pack to the rescue, let's just seal that up. And we're good to go. See, using froth pack isn't as difficult as you might have thought. Froth pack is a two-component foam system, and it's a great way to create air seal in your house. Another product from Dow is the Great Stuff foam. Great Stuff is a single component foam. The thing you want to remember when using single component foam is that you can't use it in spaces where you want any more than an inch of foam, an inch thickness, because in order for Great Stuff or any single component foam to cure, it needs to pull moisture out of the air. Unlike the froth pack, which is a two-component and it's all chemically induced. So you can make froth pack just as thick as you want to. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to go to our website at www.insulateyourhome.com. There's all kinds of installation directions and as well as product information on the website. Well, that's it for now. Have fun spraying foam. That's it for the boys of
Bald Headed Construction. Good to have you with us. Take care. Bye.